Bristol. DW knows a little something about this place. I mean, not everyone's been able to win 12 times here, you know. It's located in the mountains of northeastern Tennessee. Bristol Motor Speedway has been a stop on the NASCAR Tour since 1961. If you want to see a great example of how NASCAR's popularity has grown over the years, just take a look at this place. In fact, Bristol's night race has become one of the toughest tickets to get for any sporting event in the country. As for the track itself, it's just over a half-mile long, it's got a concrete surface, and it's got a ton of banking. All that banking on such a short track translates to some fast lap times. If you're good, you'll be able to get around this joint in about 16 seconds. Did you know that Bristol holds the record for the most caution flags in a NASCAR race? And it's pretty easy to see why. When you cram 43 cars on this track, there's going to be a lot of beating and banging going on out there. It's pretty much impossible to finish a Bristol race with a clean, undamaged race car. Qualifying well here is very important because Bristol is the only oval track that still has 2 pit lanes. If you have a pit stall on the backstretch, well, you're at a major disadvantage when you have to pit under caution. So spend some extra time working on your qualifying setup so that you can get a pit stall on the front straightaway. Okay, it's time to get in the car and check it out. You're doing about 125 as you pass the start-finish line. Halfway to turn 1, quickly roll completely out of the throttle and start rolling into the brake. Use only about a third of your brake at the most. As you start braking, work the car down to the apron line as you enter turn 1. Get as close to it as you can. In turn 1, you'll be going around 110 or 15. As you approach the apex of 1 and 2, you should be completely out of the brake and slowly getting back into the throttle. Let the car drift up about a half a car's width. As you start into turn 2, work the car down to the apron. Use just enough throttle to maintain about 105 miles an hour or so. Keep the car as low as possible. Coming off of turn 2, you'll be back to 110 or 15. Point the car down the back straight and quickly roll up to full throttle. Now, as you drift toward the wall on the back straight, the rear of the car may try to step out, so be prepared to countersteer if you have to. Run along the wall down the back straight and get ready to let off the throttle when you get about 2/3 of the way down the straight. You should top out at about 130 here. Quickly roll all the way out of the throttle and start rolling into the brake like you did for turn 1. Get as close to the apron as possible. At the apex of 3 and 4, you should be doing 105 miles an hour. You're completely out of the brake and slowly getting back in the throttle as you let the car drift up slightly. Coming off of turn 4, you'll be back to 110 or 15. Point the car down the front straight and quickly roll up to full throttle. Again, as you come off the corner, the car's rear may want to step out, come around, so be ready for it. Drift it right up to the wall and get ready for another lap. Your best laps will be just a tick over 16 seconds. You'll need to adjust your throttle and brake points as the tires wear. It's very important to be smooth with the transition between throttle and brake. If you're not, it's very easy to upset the balance of the car and throw it into a spin. Well, folks, that's Bristol Motor Speedway. It's pretty intimidating, and winning here takes more than just raw driving talent. You need to know when to be patient, when to be aggressive, and when to put the bumper to the guy in front of you. You're in traffic for the whole race, so you can't let your concentration slip for a single moment. The bottom line is simply this: if you win at Bristol, you can win anywhere. Hey, by the way, did I mention I won 12 races here? 7 in a row.